Hello, soccer fans. Welcome to Everything Niger Football. Another beautiful time again to talk sports, to check out the latest stories making the rounds right here in Ekiti, also in Nigeria and African football. We understand that the African Cup of Nations qualifiers enters the crescendo this week, where we understand Nigeria opened camp yesterday in Akwa Ibom State, Uyo capital. We understand a couple of soccer fans was there as they were cheering these lads all the way to go. We understand that as at yesterday in the afternoon, 23 players invited for that particular encounter was in Uyo and they kicked off to training. We'll tell you more about this. We'll talk about the striking options that we hear excite Jose Pesero. We'll tell you more about that in the course of this particular show. We understand that 9 more slots are left for the African Cup of Nations to be staged in Cote d'Ivoire 2024 January next year. We'll tell you more about that and who stands, what do Mali, Ghana, as well as some other countries who are still looking to pick up that ticket, what do they stand to gain if they draw or if they win? What does it mean for them? Also, news reaching us as of yesterday that MPFL kickoff date has been postponed, and also NRA also plans to introduce VAR. We'll talk more about this in the course of the show. I'm being joined this morning by two gentlemen. From my far left, Jerry joins the conversation this morning. Jerry, good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very fine. Thank you very much for having me around. And I believe that we are doing good to ourselves.
Also, T-Wonder makes a sensational debut on this particular show. T-Wonder, it's nice to have you here.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here, and I know we'll learn and talk more on sport this morning. Thank you very much.
All right. We'll kick start from the camp of the Super Eagles right there in Rio. You understand that the 23 players are there and they have started training to intensify their preparations ahead of that clash with Sao Tome and Principe. Let's start off with a conversation from the striking options that delights our coach, Jose Pesero. Before that, we look at the forwards that were called up. Victor Osimhen, that plays for SSC Napoli, is amongst the particular strikers in that one. Samuel Chukwueze, Kelechi Iheanacho, that plays for Leicester City, Moses Simon, Ademola Lookman, Victor Oko Boniface, as well as Chris Urban. Let me start from you, Jerry. Look at this crop of players that have been called into this national setup. Victor Osimhen is doing very well for himself. Last season also he has actually hit the ground running this season as well. We have Victor Boniface, who is doing very well for Bayern Leverkusen. What do you make of these players? And we hear that these particular options excite Jose Pesero. Do you think Jose Pesero want to try a different thing or hand a debut to some of these players by the time they face Sao Tome and Principe on the 10th?
Thank you very much. Starting with this game, this is the last qualifier group stage game, and Nigeria is not even under any pressure at the moment. So, which means this is the best time for Pesero to try new things before they move to the World Cup qualifier in a couple of months against South Africa and the rest. So, and even eventually to move to AFCON next year. So, which means that there's a couple of players who right now they are actually in their top performance in their several clubs. Look at the likes of Kim Urban, what he was able to do last season for his club, and as well to look at Victor Boniface. Since he joined Bayer Leverkusen, the guy has been outstanding, playing under manager, the tutelage of Xabi Alonso. So now look at Victor Osimhen too as well. Victor Osimhen currently is the highest goal scorer in the qualifying series at the moment. So right now, I think we have a star-studded team in the Super Eagles, despite the fact that Jose Pesero will be giving some players their debut. Yet we still have players that you can actually bank on them. These guys they are not sitters, they are not bench warmers, they are regulars in their clubs. So you have like of Victor Urban, who is a regular in his club. You have the likes of Victor Boniface. Since he joined Bayer Leverkusen, he never had any reason to doubt him, because he has been on the run. He has been hitting the ground running. And now Victor Osimhen, that since the league started, you've been able to see what he's capable of doing. Aside from the defeat they faced last weekend, Victor Osimhen has been one of the topper for his club in Boni. So now I have that kind of team right now. I know for sure that Victor Osimhen is actually going to start that game against Sao Tome. But now let's look at Sao Tome. Is he actually a very top side? No, they are not. They're not actually. There's no threat there. even if you use home-based players, I can tell you, we are going to pick a point. We're going to defeat Sao Tome. So they're not actually a tough side. I think it's just for this opponent to just feel relaxed, because when you look at the squad, the top guys that start the game, if you look at like of Wilfred Ndidi, Kelechi Iheanacho, Moses Simon, these guys are starters. Francis Uzo, the goalkeeper. You have Shemi Ajayi, Kevin Bassey. So you already have your regulars already in that team. I can tell you that the squad that played the last game, the last qualifier, about 6 to 7 of them will be starting again. So, which means I don't think there's any pressure at all for Jose Peseiro, and as well too, I think this is another time for him to try new players, to look at some set of players that he would like to bring on board as the AFCON becomes next year.
All right, Tiwanda, he said something just now about Sao Tome and Principe not being a threat. Oftentimes we've seen shockers, we've seen upsets from. In recent times, we've seen the likes of Central African Republic come to our home yard and shock us. Do you think this Sao Tome and Principe will cause any threat? And what do you make of the attackers that need to score?
Thank you very much. What I say about Sao Tome, we don't need to just underrate any team at this particular moment, because we don't know what they have back home. We don't know what they can do, particularly on the pitch of play. They might have not been performing well in the past, but we don't know what can happen in the next game. So I don't think we should just see them as an underdog. We should just see them as if we are coming to play a very good side. We are coming to play a football, and in the game of football, there's nothing that cannot happen. Then at the attacking force, as Jerry has said, I believe we have a better side. One of my joy was seeing Gift Orban being called up, and I know he's doing pretty well in his club side, and Victor Boniface as well. So I believe the attacking force, as at now, we have a very good set of better legs at the attacking. I'm very sure about that.
Oh, okay, so Jerry, if you were to be Jose Peseiro, let me just get what formation would you like to go for, and in the attacking formation, who would you like to pick? Maybe a trio or play 4-4-2. Who would you love to see leading the attack?
For me, if you look at Jose Peseiro, he has always been using the 4-4-2 formation, and sometimes you see him switching to 4-3-3. Maybe when he wants to make tactical substitution. But if you look at the way he has been making use of his substitution in the past, you will see that Jose Peseiro is a kind of manager that if you notice him, he trusts those he has been using and that have been giving him results. Even I was surprised when he made some changes, because if you Jose Peseiro of the past, you know him that this Jose Peseiro, the squad he has been using, starting from when he got the job until this moment, I can tell you that maybe a few changes, but you never see a new player breaking into the national team since he got the job. So this time around, I think this is another fresh breath. He wants to try, test the water, and don't forget that when he got the job, he was under pressure. The pressure was that he needs to make Nigeria qualify for AFCON. So the pressure was there, and he was able to manage it. Nigeria got the ticket. So right now, I think now what is necessary now, just like every other club, you score 3-4 goals, and you have now time to experiment some other things, to learn some skills and everything. Kelechi Iheanacho and Moses Simon. So Kelechi Iheanacho for me is going to start from the bench. Moses Simon is going to start from the flank, and Victor Osimhen is actually going to be the number 9. While maybe Taiwo Awoniyi or Gift Orban might be getting the chance. But Victor Boniface, I don't think right now. Victor Osimhen can be substituted, Awoniyi can be substituted in the second half, and Gift Orban and Victor Boniface might get their senior appearance for Nigeria. So that's for me, Gift Orban and Victor Boniface. These guys are coming in the second half. They're not going to start that game. Why Victor Osimhen is going to start? Because he needs to score goals to win the highest goal scorer in the qualifying series. So I think that's just for me, if I'm good to start it, and it's a 4-4-2 formation.
All right. Let's quickly talk about the midfield depth as well as the defense. We understand 4 midfielders were invited Joseph Aribo that plays for Southampton in England. Also Wilfred Ndidi that applies his trade for Leicester City in England. Rafael Oyendika for Club Brugge against the North this time around, as well as Frank Oyinka that plays for Brentford. Now, let me come to you. Look at these 4 midfielders. Not all of them are starters. The only starter that is guaranteed is Wilfred Ndidi and Rafael Oyinka that plays for their club side week in, week out. But when you look at this set of midfielders, you see that basically they are combative midfielders. There's no creative midfielder in that particular midfield setup. Only Joseph Aribo, you've seen him a couple of times when he played as an attacker while he was with Rangers, also played as an attacking midfielder for Southampton. For now, look at these players. Do you think they have enough? Let's not say it's Sao Tome and Principe. We've seen Jose Peseiro call this same set of guys over time. Do you think these midfielders have played enough for us? Beyond this particular game against Sao Tome and Principe, going into the African competitions?
To me, when I saw the line, the call up, I said, I told someone, I said, we have more better legs than this people in the midfield. We have some other creative midfielders. Now, you're coming to the qualifiers, and you're not having more of a creative midfielder at the middle there. I don't know how we want to. I don't know, because maybe we are saying that as if it's we're playing Sao Tome or what. No, we shouldn't say that as if we're playing a lower division team somewhere in Nigeria. No, we are playing a country that has its own prestige as well. So to me, we need to introduce a new phase. We need to introduce a creative midfielder. We don't have a creative midfielder in this lineup. To me, we don't have a creative midfielder. Aribo has not really proven himself for the past, even last season, he was not really up to his game as a captain. So we don't really see much of Aribo. Indeed, we say last season, I guess he had more of injury problems, so probably that has actually affected his game a bit. But I think we still need, though, indeed for the team is still okay. Oyinka still okay, but I think we still need to look for some other legs to replace someone like Aribo, because I think when we bring him back, he needs to top up his game. He's not been at his best the way we used to know Aribo in the past, probably when he was still particularly in Rangers. Let's see what we can do with this celebrity, because they are more of defensive in this kind of setup. That's what I see. They are more defensive in this kind of setup. But let's see. Well, I don't know if we continue using set of players. I don't think we can go far in AFCON. That's the truth, because we need someone and a very good attacking midfielder that can actually at least hold on to the midfield, play with the defense, create more chances. We need more of that. We have not really seen more of that. The only person I've seen lately doing that kind of job for us is Kelechi Iheanacho. He's more of more attacking than he's more of an attacking midfielder forward than playing with the midfield. So I guess we just need to just look for a very good creative. Let me use that word, creative. A very good creative midfielder. Going on and qualifying for the AFCON, we need a very good creative midfielder.
Jerry, let's talk about Wilfred Ndidi. Recent time, we've seen him with Leicester City get a new role. He's playing more an advanced role for Leicester City now. Do you think this is actually a blessing in disguise for Nigeria going against Sao Tome and Principe?
For me, the Wilfred Ndidi before, we never see him playing in that kind of position. He's either he plays in the centre back, or he plays at a standing or as an holding four. An holding four that does not in an airlight way. Because if you look at, when I mean four, I mean number 6. But you can't see Wilfred Ndidi in that way. If you look at Wilfred Ndidi, I'm even surprised seeing him in that position right now, because Wilfred Ndidi that I used to see, I don't think Wilfred Ndidi can actually make passes, create passes that can actually break a defense. Most times it's just to tackle. If you look at him, one of the reasons why you see Wilfred Ndidi playing in Leicester there is that he wants to tackle, just tackle, wins the ball, get it to the midfielder, that's actually going to create a chance. So he doesn't move with the ball. You don't see Wilfred Ndidi moving with the ball. But right now, playing in Championship, there's no pressure. He's going to play with experience. I think right now, experience is what Wilfred Ndidi is doing right now. He has played in the Premier League for a couple of years. So right now, he's now in the Championship. Obviously, you know that the caliber of players you'll be playing alongside with might not actually be that kind of player that you met in the Premier League. They are not as sophisticated as what you have in the Premier League. So I'm not surprised. But now playing Sao Tome, even you can put Winfred Ndidi as your number 9 against Sao Tome. The thing is that, you know, in football we have upsets.
Yes.
We don't know, okay, this team cannot. And we ourselves, we know that, okay, this team cannot defeat Nigeria. It's not pride. It's just our level. Right now, if assuming we actually know what we are doing, Nigeria should not be in the level whereby we're saying, okay, we should have any issues playing any African country. I tell you, because of our heritage, our value. But we should actually be banking now, contending with top countries in Europe and America, including Asia, because of the talent and because of what we've been able to achieve in the past. But right now, you see Nigeria want to play against Central African Republic, play against Somalia, Sudan, and we are scared. This guy is not going to defeat us. Start looking at head-to-head. No, it should be a walkover. Now, I know that before AFCON, Jose Pesoro needs to get a creative midfielder, a second phase passer that can move the ball.
Sorry, let me chip in something. I want to go against what Jerry said earlier. You don't just look at the team and say they are an underdog. Look at what CAR did to us. So
Yeah.
We don't know what can happen. Let me say, this is Nigerian football. When we give them a better hope, we'll be surprised, and they will give us a better surprise later on. So let's see them. Let's see
Let's
that
just open our minds.
Yeah, you are playing a tight competition. Let's just see like that. We shouldn't see like if we are playing just Sao Tome. No, you see that if you are playing a very big team like Ghana and the like. So let's put a greater hope that we win. Let's not see that if we won.
Okay. All right. Quickly, let's talk about the defensive players that are right there. We talk about the depth. To William Troost-Ekong, who's playing for PAOK in Greece. Semi Ajayi passes straight for West Bromwich Albion in England's second division. Also, Olaino, who recently switched from Torino to Nottingham Forest. Tyrone Egoe, who has found his feet back after a long time injury. He's currently with Empoli. Also, Calvin Bassey has switched to Fulham FC. Bruno Onyemachi for Boavista. He hasn't really played for Nigeria, although he has been invited a couple of times. We are hoping to see maybe he gets the nod against Sao Tome and Principe. Jamilu Collins returned after a long length of injury outside, and Jordan Toruniga, and the Ghent man who switched from Germany to Nigeria. Let's talk about Jordan Toruniga inclusion. Many were saying this guy switched to Nigeria because he was turned down by German. What do you make of this, Jerry? Do you share the same sentiment, or you feel like Jordan Toruniga is getting older? What's your general assessment on seeing Jordan Toruniga being included in this particular setup?
For me, defenders, when it comes to being a defender, you grow by age. You become better by age. It's just like the old one. It's just like as a goalkeeper too as well, because there are some things that you grow by experience. Although the energy, we see the likes of Thiago Silva still doing what he knows how to do best with Chelsea, and even you'll be surprised with what he's capable of doing. So for me, someone switching allegiance, it's not about maybe a particular club called you or not. Gabriel Agbolao was not called more than once or twice, and he never
made
switched.
it clear he was not playing for Nigeria.
Yes, so I think this is about interest. It's about interest right now, because Kelvin Akpoguma was the captain of the German under-20 side some years back, and he switched. It doesn't mean that there's no future for him if he stays in Germany.
No, but do you think he will end up being called up to the German squad? Look at the couple of defenders that German has. Does he stand a chance? Is it that good to earn a place in that German squad?
For me, when it comes to things like this, it's about competition. Even Jordan being called does not mean he's actually going to break into the national team. He switching his allegiance does not mean he's going to. I remember the likes of Shola Ameobi. Ameobi switched his allegiance. He went to the World Cup, but there was not any significant thing he did there, because you already have players too as well. And that takes me back to history, where the likes of John Fashanu came to Nigeria but could not be selected because there are players in Nigeria already who were top notch. You could not break into the Nigerian team. So when somebody switch allegiance, Diego Costa has done it before. It's just about interest. Probably you looked at your heritage, you look at where you come from, and you felt that okay, I just need to be back. Jordan is a child of a former footballer. So I felt maybe he wants to continue from where his father stopped.
Well, let me come to you now. The assessment of the team generally. What do you make of Gift Orban and Victor Boniface inclusion in the team? Some say it's been a long time coming. They should have actually gotten the nod, but finally they have a chance to prove themselves in the Nigerian national setup. What do you make of it?
I guess it's been a very long time we've been eyeing them. They've been eyes on them for a long time. We have actually expected them to be called up for like 2-3 matches before now. But I am very, very sure the two of them can prove themselves, because Gift Orban presently is at his best. Victor Boniface presently too is at his best also. So I guess the two of them to the team is a great addition, because I'm sorry to say I'm happy we are not seeing the team captain. Ahmed Musa. So
for me, although I don't want to talk about the Ahmed Musa thing, because for me I felt Ahmed Musa can still play in the national team. He's not too old.
We're not talking about the age, Jerry. I'm actually referring to him as it's consistency. Okay, let's see this way. In the last three call-up he has not really featured much. He's just there on the bench, and to me, I'm not seen as a much of an addition to Victor Boniface and Gift Orban. I'm seeing these two as more of an addition than he does. So I think I have great belief. Personally, let me say that's my own belief. I have great belief that these two will actually prove themselves in the national team.
Right. We understand that 9 more slots are left for teams to pick up the ticket for the 2024 African Cup of Nations that will be staged in Cote d'Ivoire. Quickly, we check some of the groups. We understand it is Group C. It's a matter of who needs it more now when Cameroon, lock arms with Burundi, and in that particular last match of that fixture, we understand Namibia is currently topping that group with 5 points. Cameroon are followed by Burundi. Whoever wins now picks up a ticket to go into the next round. We understand one more team there has been disqualified by CAF, who is not participating in this tournament. Cameroon, Burundi, Tigomba. Should be easy passage for Cameroon, right?
Cameroon, Burundi, I guess we shouldn't just write off Burundi. I don't like us to write off anything, because they have their own backroom as well. They have their own plans. They are coming to the field to actually show off what they can do. So I guess Cameroon presently is a better team. They have a better attack. They have better legs presently in Cameroon. But let's see what Burundi can do, because they both have the same points right now. They have 4 points. So they have the same. So anything can still come up in that encounter. So let's not just write them off at this particular moment. I still see Burundi coming up with a shocker as well, like the way of Central African Republic. So I know Burundi can still do something, a shocker for us to see. But I'm very sure and optimistic that Cameroon will not allow such.
It's just like Benin Republic, where the former coach of Nigeria, Genethro, is playing Mozambique, and he already promised them that Benin Republic is going to make it to the AFCON. But right now they are playing Mozambique.
No. In football, there's always a shocker. So
but Benin Republic actually needs 3 points. Can they get 3 points against Mozambique?
All right, away from that, we look at Group G, where we understand Mali has already advanced into the tournament proper in Cote d'Ivoire. The question now is, who joins Mali, Gambia or Congo? That's the big question. Gambia was at the last African Cup of Nations, Jerry, and we saw what he was able to do. He got to the quarterfinal stage, the likes of Jallo, as well as Musa Barrow, who plays for Bologna, were on top of their game, and they did quite well for the Scorpions of Gambia. You see them getting into this particular tournament again to make it the second time consecutively.
For me, Gambia is going to get it, because now let's start with something. Let's look at the goal difference. Currently, Congo has -3, Gambia has 0. So for Congo to move up, they need to defeat Gambia at least 3-0 to get
in their own hands.
to put But right now, if they defeat Gambia by goal, definitely they will be having 4 goals. that will be minus four. Minus 4. Why Gambia will be having minus 1. So now they actually, so I felt that they have been handicapped already by the goal difference thing, or else maybe CAF is not using that, but I'm very sure they're going to use it, because if you look at there's this team, for example, if you look at DR Congo and Gabon, the reason Gabon is below DR Congo is just goal difference. They both have the same points, 7 points, but DR Congo has two goals ahead, while Gabon has -1. So right now, I think Gambia has gone. They've gone to they are just coming there to just enjoy themselves. They've actually gone to that country.
Just a draw, we see them through to the
Even if they lose the game, they're true to it.
So it depends on the margin.
Yeah, that means Congo needs 5. Yes.
Gambia will be heading back home.
Yes.
Alright, away from that, we'll look at Group F, where Algeria has already qualified. Now the battle is between Tanzania and Uganda. Uganda have played in the 2019 African Cup of Nations. Also Tanzania was there, but it's now an Eastern derby. Tanzania is from East Africa, also Uganda. Now, who needs it more? That's the question. Still wonder, who do you see picking the other and picking up that particular point and to advance with Algeria in Group F?
With the look of things, I guess Tanzania can still do something with the 7 points they have already. So I see Tanzania qualifying. Because I'm not sure at this moment if Angola is having a very stronger team to actually push them. Uganda to have a very stronger team to push them all through to the AFCON. So let's see what Tanzania can do. But in football, we should not see anything can actually happen in football.
You are waiting for that anything.
What thing is, we don't need to just put our hope on a particular thing. The team we think the underdogs can actually be a shocker to everyone.
Yeah.
But I think there's a problem somewhere.
Okay.
Tanzania will face Algeria. Algeria is a top side who has already qualified.
With what is on ground now, Algeria has 15 points already. Tanzania has 7. I think there can still be a kind of a relationship between the two of them. Like they can still come up with something. I don't know.
I doubt it. For me, the only thing Tanzania will be banking on is that they're not defeated more than 2 goals.
Okay.
That's is not even, that's very slim. So if Tanzania can actually hold up Algeria to a 1-0 defeat, then Tanzania can still be banking or waiting.
Do you think that can actually happen?
Yeah.
When Tanzania played at home, Algeria picked them 2 goals to nothing in front of their home crowd, and now you are going to Algeria. Do you think they can actually do
I don't. That's it. So now the problem now is that Uganda needs to defeat Niger by just 2 goals. No, hopefully by 3 goals.
So they can actually.
So the moment they get that, they get maximum points. I think right now, maybe I have to take my word. I think Uganda might qualify.
Because it looks to me like Niger had the whipping boys in that.
Or else, if Algeria, the Algerian national team, they are not going to be inviting their top player.
At this point,
When you look at Algeria's setup, even the players that are playing their trade locally are good players.
Those guys, they cut Nigeria. I think I remember one of our Nigerian club went to North Africa, and the reverse was the case. They came back home G-train, so it's not like that. So I think I'll just give it to maybe Uganda. I'll change my mind. I'll give it to Uganda.
So Jerry says Uganda is rooting for Uganda to actually make it to the African Cup of Nations that will be staged in Cote d'Ivoire in 2024. Also, look at another group right there who looks like a little bit of tough, where we're looking like who is actually going to make it up. That is the Group I, Mauritania, leading that particular group with 8 points. Democratic Republic of Congo followed closely by 7 points. Same points with Gabon, who were leading that particular group at a point in time. Look at Sudan, 4th on the log with 6 points. It looks like anyone can still pick up that particular ticket to come in. Let's take a look at this group: Mauritania, Democratic Republic of Congo, Gabon, and Sudan. Group I, Jerry.
Yeah, I actually talked about this earlier, and I looked at if you look at the way this team will be playing.
Democratic Republic of Congo will face Sudan in the last match, while Mauritania lock on to Gabon. That is what makes the group interesting.
Yes, Yes, if I may use that word, because if you look at that same group, that's you're talking about, that's Group I, right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
Group
yes.
I, yes. If you look at it, Mauritania, if they are being defeated right now, they drop from that position. Although they have good goal difference, 4 goals, and if they are being defeated, if Sudan wins their game, they get 9 points, and that point will be the only solace for them, so that we don't experience what happened at the Women's World Cup, where Morocco actually qualified, despite the fact that they had deficits, but yeah, because of the point. So that's something even about Sudan and Mauritania, and for DR Congo and Gabon, both teams actually need to. It's not even a draw. Is not even there. Yeah.
I think 4 teams will be going out all for the win.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that's
You
just.
cannot settle for a draw at this point in time, knowing fully well that you are in a very dangerous situation. So every team will be going out for a win.
Even Sudan in this group has an edge as well, because it has 6 points already, and
Yes.
Gabon has 7. So this group is, let me just say, a very tight group. Like
Both teams, they actually manage probably their home, and they were able to manage their points. So they were no team was actually selfish.
It's going to be an interesting.
Giving away points.
It's going to be an interesting group.
And don't be surprised, you might be seeing all draws.
Let's just keep our fingers crossed and see how that actually pan out. Hi, away from that now, we'll talk about local stories right here making the rounds in Nigeria. We understand the MPL kickoff date has been postponed. We understand the matches were supposed to start 9th of September, that is this Saturday. The COO of NPL, Davidson Orumi, made a statement yesterday and stated that NPFL matches have been postponed. Jerry, how does this sit to you?
It's so bad. I'm not excited because if I start talking now, probably it will not. I might actually express more than emotions, so I don't want to say much. But I'm not just excited. It shows that we've not been doing our homework very well. By now, the Nigerian league should have moved fast. We're postponing. It does not really speak well in terms of publicity or PR of the Nigerian league. It doesn't give us that good image that we are assertive with our words, that we don't back down. Although you can't blame them too, they have their reasons, and one of the reasons is the fact that to manage the league is very expensive. And one thing that we'll fail to do, and that's why most times it's always good that when you want to start something, you have a very good background, you have a very good basis, you have something very solid. You're not starting on a sinking sand. So I think that's one of the real problems we're having in the Nigerian league at the moment. You understand? So for me, I don't just want to talk much about it. I know that we still have another time to talk about the Nigerian league.
Let's just hope we hear from the COO of MPL talking about Davidson Orumi soon on when the league will resume properly. And wonder. And lastly, before we go, NRA plans to introduce VAR in MPFL. What do you make of this? In recent times, we've had people complaining about the officiating in the Nigerian Premier League. I think 2 seasons ago, you barely see an away team picking up a point or even winning going away from home. But I think that changed last season when we saw likes of teams like Bendel Insurance coming to Gospel Akpabio International Stadium and beat Akwa United in front of their home crowd 2-0 at the start of the season. Do you think NL can actually we do well to help us introduce this VAR in MPL or to help and aid referees referring in the pitch as well as go well and in the long run in matches regarding the results that come out of different fixtures?
Thank you very much. To me, it's a very welcome development. It's a good development to our football. Well, what I see in this kind of development is they need to put a management in place for the equipment we're going to be using. We can't just bring on VAR without a good management. Look at what happened in Abuja when Nigeria played was it Ghana? So we know the set of settings we have in our country already. We know how our own fans behave, particularly the likes of fans of Kano Pillars and the like. So we know
they are back to the league.
So we know the way they behave. So I guess we need to just put in. It's a good development, but we just need to put in a kind of a management body, put in a kind of principle to guide each stadium. Because I know every stadium cannot have it. I know that I'm very sure, because we can't try to where is the resources do what resources do we have to put it in all stadiums? But I guess
If we are introducing VAR, then it means that's a standard for the teams.
it
Who
is.
have different stadiums to actually level up and bring up their VAR.
Sure, that's true. It's a good one, but now I guess they said there is no you can't televise your game unless it is from MPFL or stuff. So I guess it's good. It's a good development, but what I believe is we just need to put in a kind of in place of maintenance, get a good maintenance for it, and a kind of security, more putting more security to our stadium. Because if we have this kind of development and our stadium is not secured, then that means in quick time we won't be having it again.
All right, Jerry, what do you make of NL introducing VAR before we bounce on the show?
It is long overdue. We need to have had this in the past, but I think what matters, it's not even about the VAR, it's about the intention. Having VAR, you can still manipulate it. That's the truth. Okay, you want to have VAR. I think that's the list of our problems. Yes, now it's just like a kid that is not well fed, and you are offering the kid sweets. That's the list. We don't need. For me, VAR. We don't even need it right now. We need good management. Let's manage the league. Let the league be running. Let it be televised. Let us watch it. At least let us watch the league and the replay. Okay, the match is being played. And let's have good referees. Referees that are ready to stand for the truth, that are ethical. That's all. Having VAR, I've not seen where VAR we're not even up to tax, and it's even the decision of VAR is even questionable. Yeah. So let's even have people that are ready to work. So when we have that, I think VAR will sort itself. Yes, VAR will sort itself. Let's say all our pitches, they are well equipped. They have the basics. I'm not even saying we should have extraordinary. Let's have the basics. A good pitch, a good dressing room, good toilet, good pavilion. Let's have all those basics. Security. When we have the basics, let's even keep VAR for now. We don't need it at the moment. I'm not saying that when we can't have everything, but that basics, let us have it first. The moment we have basics, I think we are good to go.
All right, thank you very much for your plight. We thoroughly appreciate you. This is where we'll hit the brakes on this particular show, and we will definitely bring more content for you in subsequent time. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that whenever we drop a new video, you get to see the notification. Thank you very much, guys, for coming through.
It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
All right.